Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. I hope everyone's having a great day today. I almost forgot my intro. I almost fumbled it. I don't know if you caught it, but I caught it first, so I'm gonna tell you. No, no, no. Anyway, um, s- sorry. Lots of thoughts coming at me at the same time, all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. I don't know if that's the name of the movie or not, but whatever. Anyway, um, this is gonna be the second episode upload of the day, technically, because last week I was fighting for my life, and I was gonna kind of ramble about it in the mm, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't. I was gonna say discretion, but that's definitely not the word I'm looking for. In the disclaimer, there it is. Thank you. In the disclaimer that I made for last week's episode, well, for episode 55, it was supposed to be posted last week, but I was having technical difficulties like crazy. Like I can't even tell you how many times I tried to upload the video and it just failed right at the end. I even, my God, I, it frustrated me so bad. I typically upload the episodes through my phone, because I record the episodes on my phone. At least the video, that's what I was doing. I was recording the videos on my phone and uploading it through there as well, but I have to use the browser version of Spotify for Creators because it doesn't allow me to upload videos through the app. It's like, whatever, found that little loophole. Okay, that's fine, that's great, that's awesome. And I was able to do it for the first 2 weeks, but suddenly now I try to upload this video and it wants to fail at the end. I figured maybe it was just the universe being like, you don't need to upload this week. But I decided to keep on trying and trying and trying. I tried maybe like 20 times. And it takes like an hour for the freaking thing to upload because the file is pretty big. That's what she said. Anyway, so yeah. I was getting really, really frustrated with that. And then before I knew it, the next recording day came along. And I was like, fuck, I can't just like skip over a week. I can't just record a new episode without actually uploading last week's episode. What am I going to do? And the thought came to me in the shower, as most of my best thoughts do. And I was like, what if I just extract the audio from the video and just upload that instead and do like a double episode upload day? And so that's what I'm doing. So kind of episode, like, this is kind of the second episode of the day, but episode 56 because last week I didn't actually upload. But anyway, this is just me rambling a little bit. Not really. I'm explaining myself. I sometimes can be my own worst enemy, and it's awful being so mean to myself for what I know why I'm saying what I'm saying. Somehow I'm still fighting myself on it, but yeah. So I'm going back to my roots a bit. I'm not doing a video episode this week because that whole headache with the video was pissing me off. Like, legitimately spent hours on Friday night trying to get the episode uploaded, and it was it wasn't going in my favor. Getting so frustrated that I can't even find the words right now. It wasn't working in my favor. I fell asleep while I was trying to upload and it failed to upload while I was in my sleep, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just because my phone like shut off, whatever. No. Saturday morning comes and I'm still trying to upload it and it's still failing right at the end, and I was like, maybe the file is corrupt. So then I go and I change the file, whatever. I did some things. I worked a little bit of magic, but even still that file was not cutting it. It was not cutting it. And it wasn't until actually today that I came up with the idea. It's actually Saturday right now, so technically I'm still uploading really late, but I'm the one that's setting the rules for this podcast. So it's really just me breaking my own little ritual, I guess. It's okay. Everything works out in the end. And I was able to find a workaround around it. And that's really what matters. So I haven't necessarily been consistent, but I am staying faithful to the actual like recording and uploading. So how long will it be until I get back to the video uploads again? Not sure. But I think I might just stick to recording just the audio for my podcast episodes for now until I can excuse me, figure that hot mess express out. But anyway, let's move on to the word of the day. I was actually going through my emails yesterday, like cleaning out my emails because I have way too many. And I have realized that it's so much easier to clean out my emails on my laptop than it is on my phone. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. You can select 50 emails at a time and just freaking delete them. I had emails going back to 2013. 2013. And yeah, a lot, all the, well, not all, a lot of them are gone now. But as I was cleaning out my email, I was checking it, of course. And this is technically yesterday's Word Geniuses word of the day. But I'm going to make it my word of the week because I resonate with the word. I I really do feel like I resonate with the word. And this week's word of the week is melomaniac. It's a noun and it originates from 19th century English. And it only has one definition. It's a person who loves music. And I will say that I am a person who loves music. I was going to say who doesn't, but there's two sides to every coin. There are people who love it and people who don't necessarily care for it. And I would love to meet someone who doesn't really care for it or just doesn't really listen to it all that much. Because me personally, I'm listening to music just about all day long. Like, unless I'm going to an event or something. But even then, like, I guess a lot of events and places have music playing. So, but I guess, okay, music within my control. I have music playing within my control majority of my day. Majority of my day. As my Spotify Wrapped will show. I will discuss that in a moment, but I do want to finish reading off the info that they have here for melomaniac, including the examples of melomaniac in a sentence. My melomaniac sister listens to music from the time she wakes up all through the workday and evening until she goes to bed at night. Which one of my sisters wrote this about me? Or which one of my siblings, rather, wrote this about me? Because that is me in a sentence, actually. Like, I, I don't want to say I'm a music fiend, but it does low-key feel like that. I listen to music all the time. The only time I'm really not listening to music is when I'm asleep. I listen to music while I'm at work, while I'm driving, because that is the thing that I do now while I'm driving. Well, mostly driving to and from work, but while I'm driving, we're listening to music. I also listen to music in the shower, and if I'm not on social media or watching a show, which is something I've been getting back into, different forms of media. If I'm not watching a show or a movie or something, or just on social media, then I'm listening to music. And I'm gonna share my Spotify Wrapped metrics, if you will. in a moment, but I still need to finish reading the stuff that they have written here for Melomaniac because there is quite a bit. Well, you know, the there's another example sentence. It says, "I could tell Lally was a melomaniac the moment I saw her wall of records, CDs, and cassettes." I'm not that kind of melomaniac. I don't have actually. I don't think I have any physical music. There was a time that I really, really, really wanted to get like a record player and start buying vinyls, but it just wasn't something I got into. Mostly because I don't have the space to put the record player and vinyls and things. Perhaps when I get my own space, like my own little place, I will get a record player and vinyls cuz I love vinyls. Like they're so cool to me. I don't it like the needle scratching the record and the sound playing. I love it. I don't know, it's so cool to me. That's all I can really say. It's so freaking cool. Anyway, let's continue about Melomaniac. Melomaniac was formed within English. It combines the prefix melo from the ancient Greek melos, meaning song, with the suffix maniac from the ancient Greek maniakos, meaning given to compulsion or mad desire. Did you know, according to a June 2019 survey, 51% of Americans report listening to music every day? Broken down by age, however, it's clear that people at different life stages enjoy music differently. The only group in which fewer than half of respondents, 34%, reported listening to music daily was people over the age of 55, compared with 56% of those between 35 and 54. In younger listeners, music was even more popular, with 68% reporting daily listening. Perhaps adoption of technology is why there are so many youthful melomaniacs. It's easier to make a soundtrack to your life with the right streaming apps and headphones. Ah, they got me. They got me because I do feel that to be true. With the music right in my hand, well, basically right in my hand, well, right in my phone and my earbud, it like how can I not listen to it? It's right there at the tip of my fingies. Right at my fingertips, baby. We got the music. Please don't stop the music. Just like Rihanna said. Mama say, mama say, mama say. I'm trying to find the my Spotify wrapped pictures because I definitely. Where are you? And oh, there you are. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to hear my stats for Spotify from last year? I guess we'll start with my minutes listened. Last year, I listened to 122,908 minutes of Spotify. Apparently, my biggest listening day was October 25th with 730 minutes. I'm in the top 0.5% of listeners worldwide. And you know what's even crazier to say? That this isn't even my largest amount of time that I listen to Spotify in a year. It was a couple of years ago, maybe if not 2023, maybe 2022, where I had 160,000 minutes of Spotify play, I guess you could say. And that yeah. Yeah. That was a lot. But during that time, I think I was also listening to music in my sleep low key cuz sometimes if I'm like scrolling through Twitter or something, or if I'm just reading and I have music playing in my earbud, but I'm laying in bed, I'll fall asleep. Like watching videos and reading things will put me to sleep. There's, well, I'm not going to say there's no doubt about it because it doesn't always work, but it works about 95% of the time. So if I don't take my earbud out before I pass out, then the music's just going to keep on playing until either my phone dies or I wake up and or my earbud dies. And sometimes it would just keep playing. I'd wake up, and sometimes my earbud wouldn't be in my ear, but the music would still be playing, which I thought was so silly, so funny, but kind of cool all in all. I mean, was I really listening? I guess subconsciously, but I thought it was kind of crazy that my listening time was less for 2023. No, 2024, sorry, than it was before because personally felt like I listened to a fuck ton of Spotify. A fuck ton of music on Spotify last year. So, I don't know. But I know a lot of people were complaining about this like during the time of the Spotify Wrapped release. It just didn't hit the same. And you know what sucks, at least for me? I was actually anticipating, like, I was excited for the Spotify Wrapped to drop. I remember I was talking to someone about it, and I was like, I'm actually excited for my Spotify Wrapped to drop. And then other apps started to release their, like, yearly Wrapped, whatever. But we were still waiting for Spotify. Usually, Spotify is, like, on top of things. Like, they will drop the Spotify Wrapped at the end of November. But then Thanksgiving came and went, and we still didn't get no Spotify Wrapped. I didn't screen record and take pictures of my Spotify Wrapped until December 4th. So that's pretty late in comparison to most. Now I kind of want to go and see what my years past, like what the date is on that because I'm curious to see. Very, very curious to see. Let's see. 2023, November 29th. I mean, it's only 5 days. Wait, are there 30? No, there's 30 days in November. It's only 5 days, or six. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, it's 5 days. Whatever. It's less than a week of a difference, but a week is a week. That's correct. Oh, and actually, yeah, it was in 2023 that I listened to music for 160,452 minutes. It says that's 111 days nonstop. Nonstop. Yeah. And I peaked on May 11th at 992 minutes. And I was in the top 0.5% of listeners worldwide. Shout out to me for that, I guess. But like I said, last year's Spotify Wrapped did not hit like the years past. I don't know what that AI was doing, but it was not doing a good job, if you ask me. You can think differently, but I don't know. I feel like they didn't. It just didn't hit the same. Like it wasn't talking about like where are my top genres? Where are my top genres? I like to see those little analytics. Like yeah, okay, sure, they still did the top artists and like the time listened, which I guess are the big points that people are curious about, but I want to get into the nitty gritty. If you were giving me this info before, why can't you give it to me now? But despite my time listened going down, the number of artists that I listened to went up. In 2023, I listened to 1,956 artists, but in 2024, goodness, if I can find the Ah, I'll find it. I'll find it. Where is it? Now I lost it. Hold on. A little bit of a buffer. Don't mind me as I fucking power scroll because I take so many friggin' pictures. Even though December wasn't that long ago. Here we are. Wait, did it? Oh. Oh, it told me how many songs I played, but it didn't tell me how many artists I listened to. I listened to 4,970 songs, which is a lot. That's a lot, love. I thought they were gonna boo so many songs, but how many artists did I listen to? See, that's some bullshit. Well, there's not a competition. Yeah, two. And I did listen to a lot of podcasts last year too. Spent 2,000 minutes, 2,900. I don't know. I already passed it. Also, the names for the titles of things, like, let me see, where is it? Because I screenshotted it. They were doing something about uh your music evolution, and for me in July it was romantic softcore dark pop, and in August it was joyride strut pop. What does that even mean? And then they made me a playlist, and the playlist or day list was titled Chicago Hip Hop Trill Wednesday Evening. The fuck does that even mean? I mean, granted, when I listened to or when I watched my Spotify Wrapped and this playlist came up, it was Wednesday evening because the time reads 6:25 on the screenshot. But what is all this fucking word vomit? Like, let's be real here. What was the AI thinking? Truly silly goose activity. I don't know, but the Spotify Wrapped last year did not hit like the years prior, and it made me kind of sad. But it's okay. Genuinely, genuinely, not very meh. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have the power to change that, but I will say if it was the AI who made these changes, get the humans back. Give them back their jobs, please, because this is not it. This is not a vibe. Hopefully they take the complaints into consideration for next year's or this year's rather Spotify Wrapped whenever that happens. But yeah, that was fun. That was cool. I do consider myself to be a melomaniac, and that's exactly why I kept um, that word as the word of the day. Is it a word that I will be utilizing? Of course. I feel like it's a fun word, like a melomaniac. You're such a melomaniac. You have so many songs in your liked playlist. Um, I know, I know a person I could say that to. I know a few, and you know what's funny is I listen to a lot of music, but I don't have that many songs in my liked playlist actually. And I've been on Spotify for years now. I forget exactly how long. I forget the year. I want to say maybe like 2019. So I feel like that's a long enough time to be able to long enough time to be able to accrue a lot of songs in my liked playlist. But I only have 1,140 songs on here, which doesn't really feel like a lot. Not to me, anyway. I mean, it is a lot of songs. It would take me days probably to listen to every single song that I have on here, but I feel like there could be more. I definitely feel like there could be more music on here, but there just isn't. I'm kind of afraid to open Spotify on my. Wait, where did it go? Kind of afraid to open Spotify on my laptop because I don't want it to stop my. Bruh. Not those settings. Because I love looking on Spotify on my laptop because it gives you details. Like you can see when you added songs to a playlist. Like I have some songs that I added to my liked songs playlist just 3 hours ago. But when you get further down, it'll give you the exact date. Like I have songs that I added July 18th, 2024 and whatnot, which is so cool. Oh wow, 2018. February 20, 20 excuse me. February 2018 was when I added the first song to my liked songs playlist. And it was Feeling Whitney by Post Malone. I love that song. I love that album, actually. One of my faves. Definitely. But I also low key went through like a little bit of a Post Malone phase, I guess you could say. Like I don't want to say I was obsessed, but I guess you could say I was obsessed. Watching his his interviews and things on YouTube. That's what I do when I when I start to like an artist. I'll start to watch their interviews on YouTube and look at their social media. It's a fun time. Although I will say I don't listen to him as much anymore. I think the last album that I listened to was Hollywood's Bleeding, which came out in 2019, which is so crazy to me. So crazy to me. F1 Trillion Austin? Yeah, I don't. He's gone a bit country, and country isn't necessarily like um my genre, but I just haven't given it a listen. Just haven't given it a listen yet. Eventually, I'll give it like at least one playthrough to see if I like it or not. But the Stony album, loved, loved. I used to listen to it back to back to back, like on repeat, on repeat. Just that album. To be fair, though, the way that I listened to music before is a bit different than how I listen to music now. Because before I had Spotify, I would download the albums onto my phone and I would listen to music album to album. And I would always give it at least like a playthrough, but I think I got used to listening to the music like front to back on the album and I liked it because a, a lot of music, a lot of albums have songs that'll fade into one another and they sound it's just the transitions between the songs are just so freaking amazing. I love it. I love it. But not every album is like that. And that's okay. I have talked about this before, but I don't I don't pay too much attention to music anymore. Like if Spotify tells me that an artist has released new music, then that's cool, that's great, that's awesome. But I don't necessarily go out of my way to go and listen to it. Like even if they do tell me, I'll be like, okay, that's cool. But nah, I don't know. I don't want to say that I've lost my excitement for it. But meh, I was never really one to listen to music as it came out because I would download it and I would have to listen to the music that I downloaded because I didn't want to listen to music on YouTube. And I didn't want to listen to not that I didn't want to listen to music on Spotify, but I just didn't I just didn't. I didn't know that it even existed at that point in time. And then I did discover it, and then I started using it. But then the ads got really annoying, and I was like, fuck that. And then I got premium when I made some money, had some disposable income. I was like, yeah, we're going to listen to music without ads. And so I did. Actually, I got Spotify because there was like a little special going on for students, and you could get 3 months of Spotify and Hulu for 99 cents. 99 cents. I don't remember if it was 99 cents in total or 99 cents for those three respective months. But either way, I did that little combo, and then I think after it was only like 9.99 a month. And since I still have that that combo, that little plan, but since then it has gone up in price and it has made me a little bit sad. But I do utilize Spotify a lot, clearly. I get my money's worth out of her. So I'm not gonna complain. There's nothing for me to complain about. I enjoy using Spotify, and that's that on that. Point blank period. On to the next. But yeah. I know not everyone is willing to pay to get rid of ads. And honestly, I get it. I understand because why should I give you my money just because I want to listen to this music? But me personally, I will pay for convenience. And I know that. I know that. A little fee, okay, fine. Whatever. If I have the means. If I have the means, I'll do it. Fuck it. But not all the time. Like if I don't need it, I'm not gonna bother. But music, I'm a spoil myself. I'm gonna spoil myself and give myself the ad free music. Okay? Point blank. That's it. That's all. That's all I gotta say about that. Sorry. Had to stop and take a little sip of water. Throat was getting a little bit dry there. After all the yapping about Spotify and music. But mm, Spotify, they're on a slippery slope with me. Ever since they lot, not to sound like every other bitch, but I was upset when they got rid of the heart for the songs and added the plus button instead. Like, what's going on here? Why can't we actually love the music? Like, I would understand if the plus, like, if you held the plus button and you would be able to add that song to other playlists that are not your liked playlist. But if I'm hitting the plus button and the song is automatically going to my liked playlist, why is it a plus and not a heart? Who decided that was better? Who decided that was okay? You know? Because if that was the case, I would, okay, I see the validation. It's not just for your liked songs, it's for other playlists as well. Excuse me. But no! I hit the plus button and it goes to my like songs playlist. What the freak? What the fuck, Richard? I don't know where that's from, but I I had to say it. That reminds me of that one video. It's like I don't remember what he says exactly in the beginning, but he's like, "I don't care that you broke your elbow." How does it go? I don't care that you broke your elbow. Don't care that you broke. You know what? I'm about to say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. You know what? I'm about to say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. That's crazy. Breaking your elbow? Who we? That does not sound fun. Breaking your, what is it? Your humerus? I don't. Breaking your joint? Go on, damn. Shout out to all the soldiers who have broken bones in their lifetime because that does not sound fun. And those are one of the slowest things to heal. Well, I mean, cartilage, but it's not like getting a cut, scraping your knee, breaking a bone. God damn, gotta get a cast? That's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. So, shout out to those brave soldiers who have had to undergo that. I am not one of those, and I am always grateful to. I'm always grateful for that, personally. When I was a kid, though, I will say there was part of me that wanted to break a bone just because I wanted to know what it felt like. But I'm well grown out of that stage now. I don't want to break a bone to know what it feels like. I am actually very grateful that my bones have held themselves together because that does not sound like a fun time at all. We're not breaking any bones. No, thank you. No, thank you. But anyway, can you guys believe that fucking propaganda that they were feeding us with the TikTok ban? The propaganda that they continue to try to feed us with the TikTok ban. Sorry, I was looking at my notes for the topics that I wanted to talk about. And I don't really like to get political, but like like I did talk about the TikTok ban in my last episode. So now here's a little update, I guess. How are you gonna say that you're gonna ban TikTok on the 19th and then the lights go out like before the 19th? Like it was Saturday the 18th, like around, I don't know, like 10 p.m. or something, and people weren't able to go on TikTok. They weren't able to scroll. It was giving that notice talking about we're working with President Trump to I don't know if it was like reinstate TikTok or something. I don't recall. Let me see. I do know that there was a picture sent to me. Oh, it says sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. When I saw that, when I saw that it mentioned the Orange Man, I I knew I well, okay. Let me finish this statement and then I'll backtrack a little bit, I guess. I knew that it was just not for shits and giggles necessarily. That doesn't feel like the right way to phrase it, but I knew it was just to get the people going. Like got a lot of people real hysterical because people use TikTok as a source of income. So now you're telling me, okay, yeah, sure, they can move to other platforms, but you have these people like, I don't know, going a little crazy, like planning to get their life together. I guess that's what I was seeing a lot. I thought I was gonna get my life together, but you guys didn't even give me 24 hours. Blah blah, whatever. But you're gonna. Where was I going with this even? You got people in a state of panic over an app. I mean, to be fair, well, I was gonna say it's their fault for panicking about the app in the first place, but at the same time, if you're using this app to make money and to, uh, excuse me, if you're using this app to make money and to communicate with members of your community or people around the world and other things like that, then yeah, I understand the hysterics of it all. Like that's a lot to take in, especially if you like to rot on TikTok like me. But you know, I hmm, I'm pretty sure I said this in the last episode that I didn't think that they were actually going to get rid of it. Genuinely, I thought it was a whole lot of baloney, and seemingly it was. Especially with when they mentioned Donald Trump by name, that was crazy business. Crazy business because they should have said like the United States government as opposed to him by name specifically. They're definitely trying to cater to, or maybe not cater to the youth, but what's the word I'm looking for? They're definitely trying to. I don't want to say brainwash because that feels like a bit much, but they're trying to deceive the people, and honestly, I had a feeling that that's what the mo was from the jump, because you're telling me they're gonna ban TikTok the day before he's supposed to get inaugurated. Be so fucking for real. Be so fucking for real. I had a feeling like they were just gonna be like, okay, TikTok's gone, and then the next day, oh, Trump is in office. Trump brought TikTok back. Praise him. Be happy. Be grateful. It hasn't even been a week of him being in office yet, and there's so much shit going on. Like, we're traveling backwards. Actually, we're going back in time, basically, with the way that he's fucking getting rid of shit and enacting these different I don't want to say laws because I don't think that they're all laws, but I don't have the proper verbiage in my brain right now. There's a lot going through it. I'm a little bit tense, but anyway, I if you've been paying attention, then and if not, then you can do your own research. You don't have to just listen to me. It's good to find a credible source because with me in politics, I know what's going on, but not enough to necessarily regurgitate that information to other people. And that's how I feel like how I am with a lot of topics. I get just enough information to understand, but not enough to teach or reteach. So therefore, I don't feel as comfortable trying to explain things to people and get people to know what I'm saying. But also, it's kind of good that I do it that way because then it becomes a little bit of a tactic for you to actually go and do your own research. Because sometimes the things that I say will pique interest and it'll make you to do your own research. And me too. So that's when I end up fact checking myself. But yeah, they got rid of it early Saturday night, at least here, like on the East Coast. And then the next day, by like 3 p.m., it was back talking about welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the US. You can continue to create, share, and discover all the things you love on TikTok. Like, be so fucking for real. Actually, he isn't even in office yet. He doesn't get inaugurated until tomorrow. Joe Biden was still the president of the United States then. But pop off, sis. Like, what the fuck are you saying to me right now? Be so for real. You thought I was. Who do you think you're talking to? And I know that there were. Well, I didn't see any of this on my For You page or on my timelines. Well, actually, I saw screenshots, but I didn't see people themselves praising him. And I'm so glad because then I would have had to block people because that's not actually the case. If you open your eyes a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, it gets a little bit frustrating for me. But anyway, that really threw me for a loop, kind of pissed me off a bit too. Just that whole scenario. That whole scenario. These next 4 years are gonna be something. And I've been hearing, excuse me, I've been hearing things about him possibly being impeached, but uh, I'm hoping for that, but we won't really know until it happens. But even still, he was impeached twice last time. No, and I don't feel like that really did anything. I don't feel like that did anything. Now I have to Google it. How many times was How many times? He is the only. You son of a gun. Where did the answer go? It gave like the little. He is the only U.S. president and only federal official to be impeached twice. He was impeached by the House 7 days prior to the expiration of his term and the inauguration of Joe Biden. Because he left office before the trial, impe- he was the first impeachment trial of a former president. It's because they waited so fucking long. Ugh. Anyway, crazy business. So it didn't really feel like he was impeached because it happened so close to the end of his term. And yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But this oligarchy stuff, not cool. Very scary, actually. Why are the rich people in control? What do you need all this money for? You're not, like, it's not going to go with you to the grave. What do you need all this money for? That's what I would love to know. Why are you being so greedy right now? Why can't you pay people fair wage? You have these people who could literally, you know, I don't like to talk about politics because I get a little too animated, a little too fired up. Not fired up enough to become like a politician or anything, but I get a little fired up. Take a deep breath. Everything works out in the end. That that I do know. But so it feels like there's going to be so many people who are going to get hurt in between, and I it breaks my heart. It makes me sad. I don't even want to think about it. But we hope for the best. We do the best we can, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do. But we can only control ourselves. And excuse me, God, I don't know what's up. But, maybe it's because the I'm so cold right now. The mucus is mucusing. Anyway, yeah, we can only control ourselves. So spread love. There's enough hate out there in the world. We don't need any more. Just spread all the love you can. Be a kind neighbor, a kind stranger, because sometimes that's just what the other person on the receiving end needs. Uh, yeah, I stand by it. I don't like to be. I don't like to be rude. I don't like to be mean. I will give the energy that you throw back at me. That for sure. But to be to be rude and mean just off the jump, no, that's not like me. Unless I'm in a bad mood, but even when I'm in a bad mood, I try my best not to let my emotions out on other people because it's just not fair. I'm not going to bleed. Why should I bleed on someone who didn't cut me? Like, yes, I'm bleeding, but that doesn't mean that I have to, put my blood on your clothes. It has nothing to do with you. If you feel so compelled to help me stop bleeding, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. But that doesn't mean that I have to bleed on you. I'm not going to spread my misery. I'd rather spread the joy. Like, at least I'm not dead. Now pass me a band aid, you know? Uh, Anyway, I only have one last point on my topics for today, and this I'm laughing because it feels a little bit silly for me to talk about. I don't know. But this is something that I had on my topics of discussion for the last couple episodes, and I've always like kind of jumped around it, whatever. But I don't know, I was kind of just thinking to myself, once upon a time, like, how many people, well, because this is something that I do, how many people, like, okay, sorry, hold on. Let me pause. We might get a little TMI. Nah, nah. So listen at your discretion. If not, goodbye. Thank you for listening this far. But I do this thing that I'm gonna call a shit in the shower. So first I shit, then I shower, right? People do, why not, fresh start? Because a shit after a shower, that's just, why did I even shower? I should have just waited. Anyway, I shit and then I shower, but before I get in the shower, I wipe. I want to say, of course, because I feel like you really should be wiping, even if you're gonna go take a shower. I'm getting a little bit emotional, not in like a sad way, but like a little bit of anger is coming out. I do feel like you should wipe even if you're gonna go in the shower, because that's like, yeah, you're gonna clean yourself, but the poo particles, do you need that in your tub, in your shower? Let's be real here. You're already in the bathroom, you're already sitting down, you're like, hello? Anyway, but along with wiping, I also wash my hands before I actually get in the shower. And I was thinking to myself, like, it feels a little redundant to wash my hands if I'm gonna go take a shower and wash my body anyway, Because, well, I'm using soap and water on my hands right now, but I'm gonna use soap and water on not only my hands, but everywhere else after. So it had me thinking a little bit. Is that what other people do if they are gonna complete the SS combo? That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna call it. The shit and shower combo. I'm gonna call it the SS combo. That's whatever. Is that something else? I mean, is that something that other people do? Is it just me? I'm a little intrigued to know. Do you, after going number two, wipe and wash your hands and then go in the shower? Or do you just wipe and then go in the shower? Or do you just say fuck it and just do your do and go in the shower? Because I don't know. I know there's gonna be bias coming from me because, well, I already told you what I do. So anything else is gonna feel very, very foreign anyway. But to go straight into the shower without wiping feels like a criminal offense. Like, you should be put behind bars right now, actually. Like, I can see, okay, wiping and not washing your hands, okay, fine, sure, you're just gonna go in the shower anyway. But to me, like, the hand soap and the body wash, two different things. Two different things. It's, ah, ah, wash your hands. I know you're gonna go in the shower anyway, but just wash your hands. Is that doing too much? Or are you not doing enough? That's if, that's the way you roll. I don't know. I'm I'm just a curious cat, a curious gal, wondering. So if you would like to share, are willing to share, let me know in the comments. Because I'm genuinely intrigued. Like I don't know. I should I should ask friends. As if I don't have those. I should ask people to see what it is that they do instead of just random people on the internet. Because I know not everyone's like me. Not everyone's going to do the same things that I do. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I understand. But if you don't do what I do and you just wipe or you don't wipe, I mean, yeah, if you just wipe and don't wash your hands, or you don't wipe or wash your hands and you just go straight into the shower, why? Like, were you raised that way or does it just feel better that way? Just faster? I mean, you're already in the bathroom sitting down. You might as well just wipe right there. Why would you? Why? Huh, sorry. I low-key gagged a little bit just thinking about you using your bare hand. Or, well, maybe not your bare hand because, well, ugh! But no, because that feels like the logical way to go about it. Why are you gonna put your loofah or your scrub of choice in your shitty ass? I don't even know anyone that does this, but I am just imagining there's somebody out there who's doing that. And okay, sure, maybe you have a loofah or a scrub just for your nether regions. Fine. But a shitty. Ugh! Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Please, 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 please don't let there be someone who's actually doing this. Oh my god, I'm losing it just at the thought of it. Not even knowing anyone who actually has that kind of SS ritual, I guess. Shit and shower ritual. I don't know. I'm just a little bit curious. That maybe it was a little bit TMI, too much toilet talk for you. Sorry. I'm just a curious gal and I'd love to know. Love to know. That's a little bit strong. Love is a strong word. I'd like to know. I'm curious. What is your SS routine? If you're willing to share. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm just a wee bit curious. Curiosity killed the cat. Ah, I guess I'm the cat right now. I don't have anything else that I wanted to talk about this week on my list. And I was going to say that's a bit of a shitty way to go out. Mm, pun intended, very much so. But I just don't. Mm, my mind is going a little bit blank right now. So I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Kaylin's Corner. I hope you enjoyed. You can keep up with me on my socials. They're going to be linked in the description. So until next time, bye.